I'm Christine, and today I'm going to be counting down the top 10 authors I've always wanted to read but haven't yet. So we all have those authors that we know are fantastic, and we've been thinking about reading them forever, but we haven't gotten around to it, and it's just so frustrating. But I mean, it's understandable because there are just so many books to read. I really want to get to these authors' books, and people talk about them, and I can't have an opinion, and it's upsetting. I feel like making this list and putting this out there into the world is gonna help my brain get on it. Read these authors. Now, there are about a gazillion authors whose books I really want to read. These authors in particular are ones that I've been wanting to read for a year or more now and just haven't, and it's sad. So I'm gonna start with a few to make me feel better about myself, because recently I have read some of those authors that were originally on my list when I first thought about making this video. This year I just read 2 of this author's books, and I'm so proud of myself because they were fabulous. And that person is Brandon Sanderson. Brandon Sanderson is this king of fantasy. I've been wanting to read his books since the very first time Reagan uttered his name in a video. It's been a while, okay? 2013 or something. And this January, February, March, April, around that time, I read Mistborn, and I read the second Mistborn, The Well of Ascension, and they were so good. They were so good. I have book talks on both of them if you're interested. I still gotta read the 3rd book in this series. And Brandon Sanderson has a million other books, and I want to read them all. But I read him, and I know the glory that is Brandon Sanderson now. When I see Mistborn and Will of Ascension on my shelf, I'm like, yeah, I read those. The next author that's been on my list forever, literally forever, because she's been writing books since I could remember, Jodi Picoult. Jodi Picoult wrote a million things that I've seen on shelves of people. Everyone has a Jodi Picoult book. And then the movie of My Sister's Keeper came out, and I still hadn't read a Jodi Picoult book, and I finally read Between the Lines and Off the Page this past month. And if you don't know, Off the Page has been our June Booksplosion book of the month. We've been working with Random House. I have a book talk on it if you're interested. Jodi Picoult wrote this with her daughter, okay? Yeah, she wrote both books that I read with her daughter. I still haven't read a full-blown Jodi Picoult book, but I'm halfway there. Between the Lines and Off the Page were really cute. They're about this girl who takes basically her fictional boyfriend out of the book and into real life with her. Adorable. Now I have to go find myself a just Jodi Picoult book. If anyone has any favorites, let me know so I know which one to head to first. This author's a legend. He's a legend, and I have read none of his work. It's sad, really. I am an avid reader, and I have not read anything by Stephen King. Have you read anything by Stephen King? I don't really like the genre of horror, but I feel like it's a requirement in life to read something by Stephen King because he's Stephen King. You know what I'm saying? I saw that movie with Nat Wolff where he wants to be a writer and he loves Stephen King, and that made me feel even worse about having not read Stephen King yet. I mean, granted, there was that one time where Stephen King insulted Stephenie Meyer. Kind of hurt my feelings because I was all up in Twilight. I don't care. He's a legend. I need to read something by him. I've heard I should read It. I hate when people ask me if I've read Stephen King and I have to be like, no. Damn it! I've had this book forever now, and that is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline, and I heard it's fantastic and it's being made into a movie, and Ernest Cline has a new book coming out, and I'm sure that's gonna be fantastic too, and I still haven't read this one. I went out of my way to get a hardcover copy of this one. I searched all across the internet. I ended up getting like a library copy. This is one of the first books that BookTube inspired me to get, because everyone was talking about it almost 3 years ago now. Libba Bray, specifically The Diviners, but I've only heard fantastic things about Libba Bray all the time, and I've wanted to read Beauty Queens, and I don't even own that one yet, and she has other series. I want to read her books. I've had this book on my shelf for so long. I will read a Libba Bray book. And having not read this author feels like I missed out on a chunk of childhood because so many people talk about The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and I have never read any C.S. Lewis. They're a legend in childhood fantasy. I guess I got stuck in Harry Potter and I never went back. I never looked at anything else. When people talk all nostalgic about The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, I feel left out. I know my sister had to read it in 5th grade for mandatory reading, and I wish my teacher was cool enough to make us read C.S. Lewis for 5th grade reading. I blame my 5th grade teacher, Miss Michalewski, This is your fault. And I've seen quotes from C.S. Lewis on the internet and they're always wonderful. Just, I need to read it. I've heard so many great things about Markus Zusak. I own only one of his books, and that is The Book Thief. I should know Markus Zusak, but I've only read one chapter of one of his books. It frustrates the crap out of me how long I've been wanting to read this and how long I've just left it on my shelf. Forgot about it. The movie is on Netflix, but I keep not clicking on it because I want to read the book first. Like, I'm so interested in this era, and I'm so interested in the way that this is told. It's told from the point of view of death. There's another book that I always see at Barnes & Noble, and I want to buy because I want to read his other book too, but I'm like, Christine, you still haven't even read The Book Thief, so you're not allowed to buy another Markus Zusak book. Mark my words, me. You will read this. You better read this in this next year, or I'm gonna be sad next year that you still haven't read it. I'm great at ultimatums with myself. I'm not as sad about this as surprised that I still haven't picked this author up. And that is Nicholas Sparks, this famous romance writer. I loved the movie The Notebook. I've enjoyed some of the other movie adaptations of his books, but I've never actually read one of his books. Like, I want to know what the feeling of his writing is. Do you ever get that when you watch a movie and you haven't read the book yet and you're kind of trying to imagine the words on the page? That happened to me so much when I was watching If I Stay, because I hadn't read the book yet, and I was just kind of imagining what Gail Forman had written on the page as I hear and see the movie happening around me, which is weird. It's like reader guilt when you watch the movie before you read the book. And for the Gail Forman movie, I could kind of imagine it because I've already read other books of hers, but for Nicholas Sparks, I read nothing. I want to fix that. If you have a favorite Nicholas Sparks book, let me know. This is an author that I feel guilty for not having read yet periodically because he comes up a lot in just life. George Orwell. He's written a lot of classics. One in particular that always weighs on me that I haven't read yet. It's 1984. It's a lot of people's favorite books. There's a lot of references back to it when the topic of dystopian books come up. I don't even own it. I have to at least buy the book. It's the worst feeling when a bunch of people start talking about a book and you kind of feel left out of the club who has read that book and you're a reader yourself. My next author is none other than Miss Victoria Schwab. V.E. Schwab. I've been wanting to read Victoria's books since the first time I saw the archived in a Dusty the Reader video. That was a million years ago. And then new release after new release, and I bought the books, and I've been excited to read them, and I haven't picked them up, and it is sad, and I'm gonna correct that as soon as I can. I've literally heard nothing but amazing things about all her books, especially this one. I'm really excited about A Darker Shade of Magic. I'm excited to read Victoria's work. The last author that I really want to read, and for some stupid reason I have yet to read her, is Sofia Consuela. Sofia Consuela. I've wanted to read her for so long. In my freshman year of college, there was a girl on my floor who was like, my favorite books are anything by Sofia Consuela. I always laugh my ass off. They're so much fun. And right then and there, I was like, wow, I have to get myself one of these books. But I never bought one of the books. And now that I'm on BookTube, I know that she's a favorite, hilarious, fun contemporary writer to so many humans. And I don't even own a book of hers. Go figure. I think I'm gonna pick one of hers up really soon because I'm craving it. I'm craving it. I want it. And I'm really excited to jump into that Sofia Consuela world. If you have a favorite book of hers, let me know. That will definitely influence which one I pick up first. I'm excited. Back in the day, Colleen Hoover was on this list. And I've read almost every Colleen Hoover book now. They're pat on the back her seat. Good job. That concludes my top 10 list of authors that I've wanted to read for a really long time and still haven't yet and must. I'm gonna get on this. I'm Christine. Thanks for watching. Oh, if you don't know, this is one of my shirts. I sell bookish shirts. ThePoemBananaShop.com. It says Poem Bananas Books on the back. I have other fun ones. You go check them out in the link below if you're interested. Thanks for watching. I'm Christine. I'll talk to you next time.